Hi, welcome to another episode of Skyrim Plus. Today we're featuring The Lost Hideout by the Silent One 123. Being a little late to the game at starting my channel, I often have to show homes that other channels have covered, but today I get to share a hidden gem home that I haven't seen covered on YouTube. This home creates a lot of visually stunning areas, from creating interesting looking crafting spaces like this one, to finding interesting ways to draw attention to the home's features, and finding artistic ways to light the space. This home includes space for your followers and includes merchants, other NPCs, and even a bard to liven things up. It's also one of the few homes to embrace the EVG animated traversal system, so whether it be climbing ladders, jumping onto ledges like these, or ducking under cave openings, you can do it. It also contains some other mysteries that I'll show you later, and yes, they're worth it. So without further ado, let's check out the map. Here we are at the Lost Hideout. We're near Old Heraldon, Sol'Jun's Sinkhole, Moldering Ruins, Rorikstead, and here we are again at our featured home, Lost Hideout. For our world space view, we'll start in front of the Old Heraldon Inn, where I'm going to show you exactly how to get to the location, which is kind of tricky to find. So we'll take a ride in front of the inn down this trail. It's a little bit of a trip to get there, but hey, at least it's scenic. And once we pass this water on the left, we're going to take a left and go up a steep hill. I did walk up this hill earlier to see if it was scalable without flying, but I'm flying now to save us some time. When you get towards the top, you're looking for a big rock formation on the right. And when we turn, we can see the entrance. Looks enchanting, doesn't it? Certainly full of potential for a cool home. Let's head inside. Welcome to the Lost Hideout. As we're taking our first glimpse inside, I know I have talked this mod up quite a bit, but as you know in the world of mods, some compromises are met, even with some of our favorite mods. You can see one of the compromises you'll have to make as we move closer to the middle of the space. The back wall is filling in. I've seen this same issue pop up in other cool home mods like Shipwreck Cove, but if you can look past that, this really is a creative use of space. Check out this focal point. It's a tall statue in the middle of the pond with water pouring down on it. And when we look up, we can see an opening to Skyrim. While we're in the middle, I'm going to show you the layout of this place. The area with all of the lanterns is your main space and where all of the NPCs like to congregate. Where you see all of the glowing mushrooms is a large mine. And the other light coming in is from the entrance. And in front of that you can see the mist coming up from a graveyard. The house with the braziers is a follower space and below that is an animal pen. The campgrounds is another space for followers and there's a large tower that has a small armory. This faster zoom in reminds me of the intro scene from Oblivion. In case you think this is a little dark, I'm using an ENB and Lux, so your game may appear a little lighter based on your setup. As we enter the follower space, we find some harvestable ingredients in a cooking pot. To the right, we have a dining table and some spider webs. Ooh, I have arachnophobia. I'm going to avoid that area. And we have 3 followers' beds and chests. And whenever you see that glow symbol, it means you can climb or duck. Of course, this mod requires EVG animated traversal, so you'll want to make sure you download that and the requirements so everything works correctly. And once you get that mod, you'll probably get hooked and want to look for other mods that take advantage of it. There's a bookshelf with some goodies on it, and to the right you have a nice candlelit area, probably an office for them. And when you cross through this door, you've got your smithing suite with a workbench, grindstone, anvil, and forge. And as we walk through the mist, we complete our suite with a smelter and our tanning rack. And look at how atmospheric this place is with the fog and the lighting. I'm loving it. Next we have a wood chopping block and a woodcutter's axe for your firewood needs. And take a moment to enjoy this view. You know this mod author went through some painstaking work in the creation kit to get these results, so they made sure that we could get great views from just about any spot in this world space. As we pass this brazier, we're getting close to the armory. Check out these gravestones with the different helmets and weapons. That's pretty unique. I love how many of these torch bugs we're seeing too. And as we enter our armory, I really like this decadent chandelier. It's shining light down on these display cases, which do have bows that you can take. Here's a chest for additional storage, and you have some weapons racks as well for your favorite swords and staves. Now we'll take these stairs up to the next level. I'll try to take these slow so I don't give anyone motion sickness. And on the next level, we have 4 mannequins for you to display your favorite armors, and check out this rope table. This was a favorite feature of one of the viewers of my last showcase on Viking's Longhouse. Oddly enough, these are rarely used. And at the top of the tower is a training spot. You have 5 training dummies and 2 targets for the future Robin Hoods of Skyrim. I know most of you out there are stealth archers. You also have a great vantage point from the top. I have a no fall damage mod installed, so I'm hopping down. And here's another space for followers to stay. There's a fire and rugs for them to sit and relax. Here's a tent with a bedroll. Inside of this large tent, you have 3 bedrolls. And you guessed it, there's one more bedroll in here. Now I'll show you the spot in the back. This altar has a couple of enchanted weapons, although I knocked one off. And here's a master level chest if you're feeling froggy. And there's a great view of a cherry blossom tree. It has a lot of mountain flowers underneath too. Now I'll show you another grave site. You have some enchanted gear you can pick up if you want. And now we'll go check out the dock. Right next to the dock you have a fish rack. And from the dock you have a great view of that statue, the cherry blossom, and the water. Underneath the water is another master level chest if you're feeling up to the task that has a pretty cool weapon inside too. Okay, now we're heading back up towards the building, but we're going to take a left, and here's your animal pen. You have some chickens and cows back here, and the cows can be milked for 1 jug of milk a day, and the chickens lay eggs in those nests right there. Next, we're heading to the graveyard area. Here you have a lot of gravestones, swords sticking into the ground, and some fog rising up. That looks eerie. Now we're headed towards my second favorite area of this mod, the Blackreach-themed mine. As we approach it, you can see it's beautifully lit with gleam blossoms and glowing mushrooms. And believe it or not, all of these are harvestable, even the ones on the side of the wall. And look at these large Blackreach mushrooms and these stems hanging down from the ceiling. This space is extra cool. And to add function to style, this whole area is a mine, and it contains every single type of ore vein in vanilla Skyrim and geode veins. It doesn't contain any ore from the DLCs, so you won't get any Stalrim or Heartstones. As much as I hate to leave this cool space, we still have some pretty neat things to see. So now we're going to head towards the main bedroom area and where all of the NPCs like to hang out. We'll go up these stairs between the braziers. And between all of the lanterns and the banners, I think it's pretty safe to say that this is Dark Elf themed. Underneath this covered area, you have a few bedrolls. Look at that large Dark Elf lantern. Up the stairs and to the left is the bedroom area. Straight ahead is where the NPCs like to hang out, and to the right is where we're going next. I can see myself living here already, spending my nights looking off of this porch admiring my lanterns. And now I'm going to show you another ladder you can climb. Seriously though, how cool is this? If you're going to climb this high though, you might want to go a little easy on the mead. Okay, we've made it to the top of an observation deck. And yes, it's another great spot to take in the views. That's been a theme throughout this home. You also have some dining tables for your convenience. Even that bird chose to fly in here from that opening to enjoy this space. Let's go see what's next. Let's go across this bridge and go down the ramp and visit with your house guests. These NPCs are all included with the mod. I haven't recruited any followers to join me here yet. Several of the NPCs are here to just idle, clap for the bard, and make the place seem more lively. The area to the left is the bard's favorite place to perform. And to the right you have a hearthfire oven and cooking pot. This guy likes to interact with the oven quite a bit. Here's the innkeeper. He can rent you a room, sell you some things, and give you quests. And I believe that's the bedroll that he rents out. This is Evan. He's a general merchant, so he can buy or sell just about anything. These NPCs are all voiced as well. Now let's go check out our space. We'll have to leap over these ledges to get there. And here's our space. I love all of the banners, the dark elf lanterns. You've got some wolves over here. Here's your comfortable bed for two. And you've got your own safe storage container. Here's a throne. And you have some dining tables to the left. And you have this little space that you can squeeze underneath. And when we do, we find a shrine room for Azura, Mephala, and Boethia. This room has some really cool lighting. To the right, we have a shrine of Azura. You can see her hand holding the star. And in the middle is Mephala. And to the left is the shrine to Boethia. Just to remind you, the shrine of Azura lets you resist 10% of magic. The shrine of Mephala makes prices 10% better. And the shrine to Boethia makes one-handed weapons do 10% more damage. And of course, they all cure your diseases. We'll take a look off of the deck before we hop down to explore the next area. And that shrine room sure was a neat space. I enjoyed getting to duck under the cave. It made the space seem more secretive. There's your bard. I think she's about to start singing soon. For now, we're going back up the ramp and heading to the left to go down a tower that will lead us to a secret dimension. This rooftop has several barrels for named storage for fish, food, and other items. As we head down the stairs, we notice a mysterious green mist, and it leads us to our next crafting area. Check out the cool banner, your staff enchanter, bookshelves, a chest for storage, there's your arcane enchanter, and your alchemy lab. What a cool space. I think the mist makes this space feel extra magical. The vines on the wall help the theme too. As we go down the stairs, we find a secret garden. And it has that same mist, and you can see the water flowing in the bottom of the flower bed. And these barrels all contain different ingredients. And now we're getting closer to the secret. I know you all are excited to see it. It's by that glowing shrine in the background. This mod author is super detailed, leaving no corner undecorated. Here's a collection of ruined books and a semi-buried lantern. Here are some partially buried gravestones. That's creepy. This looks like a more significant burial site. I like to roleplay that this is the grave of the former owner. And now, for my favorite part of the home. Here we go. And here we are in another dimension containing the 9 shrines to the divines. This realm has amazing color. Look at the flowers, the leaves falling, and look at that sky. That's amazing. It reminds me of the Shivering Isles DLC from Oblivion. We'll take a look at each of the 9 displays, starting with the Shrine of Julianos, the god of wisdom and logic, whose blessing increases your magicka by 25 points. Next, we have the Shrine of Zenithar, the god of work and commerce, whose blessing makes prices 10% better. Here's the Shrine of Stendar, the god of mercy and justice, whose blessing makes you block 10% better with your shield. Next is Arkay, the god of life and death, hence the tombstones, whose blessing increases health by 25 points. And here's Kinnereth, the goddess of nature, whose blessing increases stamina by 25 points. I like how they use the flooring from the temple in Whiterun for the display. Here's Lady Dibella, the goddess of beauty and all of her glory. Her blessing adds plus 10 speech. Here's Talos, the hero god of war and governance, whose worship has been banned by the Empire. His blessing reduces a shout's cooldown time by 20%. This is Akatosh, the dragon god of time and the chief god of the Pantheon. His blessing makes magicka regenerate 10% faster. And what a cool display with the mist and dragon bones. And last but not least is Mara. She's the mother goddess and the goddess of love. Her blessing makes healing spells heal 10% more. Whenever I see her, the first thing I think about is the Live Another Life mod. So, what did you think? Was I right about this place being awesome? Discuss it in the comments. For now, it's time for final thoughts. Lost Hideout is the epitome of a hidden gem home. It has all of the utility of a normal home, like having an oven and cooking pot, cows that produce milk and chickens that produce eggs, all of your needed stations for smithing, a wood chopping block, an alchemy lab, arcane enchanter and staff enchanter, a bed for you and your spouse, and tons of beds for a small army's worth of followers. But this home goes the extra mile by creating an interesting world space for you to explore, including NPCs like merchants and a bard, showing off great lighting through traditional means like dark elf lamps, to innovative ways by using gleam blossoms and glowing mushrooms. It includes rare features like a mine, creepy grave sites, a glowing garden, shrines to Boethia, Mafala, and Azura, and even a secret space for the 9 shrines to the divines. I just love this space. If that's not enough, how about the addition of climbing ladders, being able to leap ledges, and duck under cave openings? This home really captured my interest, and I hope you found it worthwhile too. Big thanks to the Silent1123 for giving the community an absolute banger of a home. This concludes our tour of Lost Hideout. If you enjoyed this content and want to see more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the bell icon if you want to be notified of when I post. And as always, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next episode.